Not having state-of-the-art technology with a CT scan is just not working. This is exactly what we have to have. And, if you're at another hospital, if you say to them, I'd really like to have my CT scan done in Collingwood, much closer for me, they really want their own technology because it's newer.
This hospital is very dependent on CAT scan technology. Our present scanner was purchased in 2012 and it was a replacement for an older scanner, so we're now at 10 years old. The technology, as everyone knows from their iPhones and laptops, technology has moved dramatically in 10 years, and all the technology we use is computer-based. So everyone out there can appreciate what it means to have a state-of-the-art piece of equipment, and when you're using 10-year-old technology, it just doesn't cut it in today's environment.
A functioning CT scan machine is very important to my work because when I'm working here in the intensive care unit, I require rapid access diagnostic testing to make the diagnosis that serves the patients in terms of me deciding what treatments I want to give them. When people come in, I can do my clinical examination skills using my stethoscope and using my bedside assessment, but I need these diagnostic tools like the CT scanner to diagnose things like blood clots, brain bleeds, strokes, and surgical problems that require critical intervention. I would say that I order a CT scan for about 25% of the patients that I see, and roughly half of the patients that I care for in the intensive care unit require a CT scan for me to accurately diagnose what's wrong and come up with the right treatments to help them.
As surgeons, CT is very important in helping us plan on our surgeries as well as making correct diagnosis. The CT scanner helps us in diagnosing cancers as well as bowel obstructions. For us orthopedic surgeons, we use CT scanners to plan out our surgeries when we're dealing with shattered knees, elbows, and shoulders.
Well, right now the CT scanner is reaching the end of its useful life at 10 years, and we're experiencing increasing downtime where we have to either call patients to rebook them or they arrive and we tell them the scanner's not working. Fortunately, we have a service contract, so it does get repaired, but it's happened a number of times lately where we've lost full days of scanning because the equipment isn't available to repair it on site. They have to fly it in from overseas.
When the CT scanners are broken down, it is extremely stressful, and many of these patients, either their diagnosis and treatment will be delayed, or we have to utilize another modality that might not be as good or accurate.
In 2017, my wife was diagnosed with her breast cancer returning and becoming metastatic breast cancer. This CT scanner was used to show that there is a growth on her liver. And this was done in a quick, timely fashion, and it was very important and very great for us to be able to do that within our own community, not having to travel to another hospital, not having to travel to Barrie, not having to travel to Toronto, to be able to do a CT scan in Collingwood, and that just helping to relieve a lot of pressure and tension and other things that you're already going through when you're getting or worried about a stage 4 terminal cancer diagnosis. Any little things when you're dealing with something like that are big deals. So having something where we can do scans locally for us was huge.
So in my practice here, if we had new CT scan technology, not only would it allow me to have better resolution and diagnostic capabilities when I'm looking for things like, is that pneumonia there because somebody has a tumor blocking their airways, or is it just a bread and butter pneumonia? Does that person have a small blood clot? So the types of things that I need better technology to diagnose would allow me to make those diagnostic decisions and then guide treatment. But higher technology would allow me to have better information so that I could not have to send people to other sites for these tests, but make the diagnosis here at home.
The new CT technology is both faster, it allows us to do more patients in a day. The images are much clearer, much more detailed, they're much more data rich, so it gives us the opportunity to do a lot of manipulation we can't do with the present scanner, create better quality images for the referring doctors and for diagnostics.
Well, our healthcare is in such crisis. And there's just so little that we can do about it. But this is something we can do. We can join together. We can provide these machines for our hospital. So I think it's very important. And that's why I'm a donor.
Really, the importance for having state-of-the-art, the top-of-the-line imaging, to have that in our community, to have that to help people get diagnosed or to see hopefully that there is no cancer growths or if there's other things happening with their bodies. These things are crucial and they are so important for us to have available for our population that it's really a must-have. I think it's not a wish list, it is a need. It's a real thing that needs to be there and it needs to be updated.
So 10 years ago, many of you donated to Collingwood General Marine Hospital to help us purchase our current CT scanner. Over the years, this CT scanner has helped us in our diagnosis as well as treatment plan. We ask for your support once more because our CT scanner needs an upgrade and we need new machines so that we can take care of you and your family.